Are people standing you up for your business presentation? Do they say they're going to be there and then they do not show up? This is Tanya Eliza from TanyaEliza.com, and I'm here in this video to give you some strategies and some processes to get more people to come to your business presentation and to make sure that they're punctual with their appointment times with you. So stay tuned. So how do you get more people to make good on their appointments with you so that you're not wasting your time and you're also not wasting their time? Now, personally, I've been in the network marketing profession since 2009, and I have obviously made a lot of appointments with a lot of people. And yes, people do stand you up if you don't set up those presentations properly. So I'm here today to actually share with you some really cool things that you can do to make sure that you set up those presentations properly so that you have more people that are excited to make it to the presentation without life getting in the way. Now, these things are going to be things that you can control, and I want you to just be easy on yourself. There's going to be some things that you can't control, and you're not going to be able to get 100% of the people that you invite to make it to every single one of your presentations, but you can increase your ratios if you actually set up the appointments properly, and then you actually do a simple follow-up the day of the appointment. And in every episode of Tanya Eliza TV, along with this training video, I love to give you a free resource that you can take and you can download absolutely free, and you can start implementing it into your business. And in this episode, it's like no other. I've got a really cool resource that I know that you're absolutely going to love and you're going to see immediate results with. So you can pick up my business meeting follow-up process and scripts that are going to help you get stood up less and get more people to show up to your presentation or to your meeting that you're doing. And you can pick that up at TanyaEliza.com/17 download. We'll leave a link below this video or in the description box, wherever you happen to be watching this video, and you can pick it up, you can download it, it's free, and it's going to show you exactly how I set up the business presentation appointment time, and it's also going to show you how I follow up the day up, but we're going to talk a little bit about that today. So what you want to know is always invite more people than you anticipate are going to show up. So let's say, you're doing a business meeting and you have a location that you're doing a group meeting at. If you want 10 people to show up for that group meeting, then make sure that you invite 20, because typically about half are going to show up because life gets in their way, and there's absolutely nothing that we can do about that. So tip number one is to always invite about double the amount of people that you want to actually present to set your expectations up properly. So how do you get more people that you're inviting to actually show up so you can keep those ratios high, even higher than 50% attendance rate? Well, what I like to do is, if you're doing a group meeting or even if you're doing an in-person meeting, you can actually get them to commit to bringing something. And this is a really cool strategy that I learned when I was doing a ton of home business meetings, where I would be inviting people to my house to come and take a look at a video that we had. And what I would say when I did the invite and I had them committed to 7 o'clock, I would say, hey John, okay, awesome, I'll see you sharp at 7. Actually, why don't we just make it 6:45 just to be safe? And I'm wondering if you can do me a favor. We're going to have a few people over. Can you bring a bag of chips, or can you bring a bag of ice? And there's a psychological trigger inside of that when somebody feels that they are needed for something, that they're less likely to back out of that just based on an easy thing that they could back out with. So number two, if you're doing a meeting or a group presentation, ask them to commit to bring something small. You never want to make it too hard for them to bring that item. So keep it very simple, like a bag of chips or, some pop or a bag of ice. Now, if you're doing a phone meeting, which I do a lot of, and we have an appointment set, when I'm actually setting that appointment, I'll actually kind of use a really cool script that I actually share in that free download that you can pick up as a resource with this episode. And I actually kind of let them know already that they must be pretty punctual with their appointment times. And so what I'll say is, hey John, that's awesome, 7 o'clock, we're going to meet on Saturday, that's cool. Now, I trust that you are really good at keeping your appointment times. Am I right on that? and I'll get them to actually say, yes, I'm really good at that. So now they've committed to the actual appointment time, and you can kind of hold them to that commitment. There's a psychological trigger that ends up happening inside of them when they kind of think that you think highly of them and they don't want to let you down at that appointment time. So they're more likely to show up if you get them to commit at being good at keeping appointment times. So tip number 3, get them to commit that they are good at keeping their appointment time. Now, the next thing is, I talk about this a lot in my videos, is when you're doing a product or opportunity presentation, you always want to make the reason that they're going to be looking at it about them and not you. So what I'm going to actually do, I have a really cool video that we just posted on the blog a few weeks back about how to ask the right questions when you're prospecting to get to know them and find out exactly what it is that will get them really excited to learn more about what it is that you're going to share with them. And when you can make it about them, they will be more inclined to want to take a look at the information faster. And so I'll leave in the resource section at tanyaliza.com/17 download, the number 17 download. I'll leave in the resource section there a couple of resources, but one of the things that I'll leave for you is the latest blog video on how to ask the right questions when you're prospecting, so you can really make the reason that they're taking a look at your business about them and not about you. And if they really strongly believe that what it is that you're going to be showing them can actually help them with something that's important to them, they're going to be more inclined to make sure that they are punctual at that appointment time that you set with them. So number 4, you want to make it all about them and less about you. Now, another quick tip is the day of the appointment. What I like to do is I like to do a quick text or a quick follow-up call to make sure that we are confirmed. Now, a lot of people do this already, but they are not doing it the right way. So you want to make sure that you don't mess this up. The reason for that is most people will come from a needy place. Like, are we still on for that appointment? You never want to ask that question. Are we still on for that appointment? Because they can say yes, but what else can they say? They can also say no. You never want to give them an opportunity to say no. So here's what I would do. I would call or I would text and I would say, hey John, what's going on? Tanya here. I assume we're still on 7 o'clock. I'll see ya. Something like that, right? So it just gives them, it's like an assumptive appointment or assumptive sale. You always want to be assuming that yeses are on the table. So you want to confirm, but you never want to give them an opportunity to say no. So you want to use a line like that. Now, make sure that you download this week's freebie that we're giving away, which I'm going to actually show you my processes and my scripts before the appointment is made or while you're making the appointment, so the pre-appointment setup, and then the day of the process to kind of confirm. I give you my processes and I give you my scripts that I've used to do a lot of appointments and a lot of presentations, and currently we are the top recruiters inside of our company that we build, so we do a lot of these, and you can pick that up absolutely free on my blog, tanyaliza.com/17 download, the number 17 download. Inside of that blog post, I'm also going to leave you the resources I mentioned in this video and a couple of more resources to help you build your business as fast as you want to build it. So did you like this episode of Tanya Liza TV? I hope you did, because we put a lot of work into it, especially in that free download that you get this week. If you did love this video, make sure that you share it with your people and share the love. There's a share button around this video somewhere that you can utilize. And if you have something that you're doing right now that's working really well for you in your follow-up process and getting more people to show up for their appointments, drop me a comment below. Make sure to join the conversation. I'd love to hear what you're doing, and I'd love to see what's working with you. Make sure to join me on the next episode of Tanya Liza TV. Have an awesome day.